We are live.
I missed it.
Descanso del silencio, buscando mi sonido, frecuencias digitales, secuencias invertidas, latidos supersónicos, corazón expansivo, emulo tus sentidos, simulando
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Artists in Action. Glad to have you all here. I've got some special guests with me here today from the theater group, and we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight, show you a couple of clips and things. But for those of you who may be watching us for the first time here, let me let you know what the Artists in Action is, what the SAC Artist Corps is, and why all these wonderful, talented people came together to be a part of this. So, gosh, back in the with the COVID-19 and everything that was going on, so many of our talented artists lost their livelihood. They lost gigs. They lost acting jobs. I think and Sydney, correct me if I'm wrong here. I believe you were even getting ready to make that trip to the East Coast, to see where things were going with you. I think, many of you, I mean, Beatriz, you had gigs for your singing that were coming up too, but so many of us lost so much of what we were doing as a result of this. So when Maria Costa approached me and Manuel Pickett and said, hey, I've got this idea of creating this SAC Artist Corps, a WPA style opportunity to put artists back to work, we jumped on that opportunity. And thanks to Ray Gargano at the Office of Arts and Culture for mentoring us through the process. And of course, with all the help from Eric Guerra and one-time council member Steve Hansen, when Mayor Steinberg said, let's give $20 million to the arts in CARES funding, and he broke that down, and we were able to acquire a pretty big chunk of that to put 40 artists back to work with money in their pocket, a good livelihood for a period of time while we put to get COVID-19 related programming, letting our hard-hit communities know about COVID-19, about the impacts on our families, and of course, the important messaging: wash your hands, wear a mask, stay socially distant. Don't go to family gatherings. And that's different for us as actors, but we're going to talk about that with our actors here in just a few minutes. But, we're glad you're here. Shoot a share over to your friends. Facebook page, Latino Center, for those of you that are here, send your friends out there. This is our last live stream, but you'll be able to find all of us on the on the Facebook page for the latinocenter.org, for the Facebook page for the SAC Artist Corps, and you will be able to find out more about our wonderful artists from the streaming group, the iPhotography group, the visual arts group, the storytelling group, the music group, everybody that was a part of this. And of course, my favorite piece, you wonderful people that are here with me. Welcome, 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 everybody to the theater group. Sydney Ray Gonzalez, Angel Rodriguez, Ian Hobson, Devin Valdez, and Beatriz Figueroa. Thank you for joining us here on Facebook Live with Artists in Action.
Yay, thank you for having us.
It's been great. It's been great. Many of you, I think I met for the first time. Some of you I've worked with before, but I think that was the great part about this is meeting people and meeting artists for the first time who had never connected. Let's start. I mean, this is a live stream, and feel free to jump in where you feel, compelled to do so. But Sydney, let's start with you because I'm seeing you up on the screen now to my side here. What made you want to join this group?
Oh, wow. Well, I remember when you called me or you sent me a message over Facebook or something, and you mentioned Maria Costa, who I worked with before on previous pastorales. And I was really surprised just because I think at that point there was really no work. And, everybody was still kind of trying to navigate and figure out how to handle this. And everyone was really, some people were super, super locked down, and then other people were not so locked down. And so when I got this call from you, it was almost, I felt like I was having a fever dream. I was like, wait, you want me to do what? You want to, wait, paid? Wait, do you want me to pay you to do this? I was like, you want me to do this?
I remember when you thought I was going to charge you for being a part of it. I remember that.
I was like, I can't afford that right now.
I know, I remember that.
Yeah.
God, so thank you, God. What a memory, what a path down walk down memory lane. Beatriz Figueroa, why did you take this on? You've got just a great music career. You've been doing dancing for a long time. You started taking your hand at acting. You and I were going to work on the Bishop Gallegos play, but what made you want to put your talent to work giving COVID messaging?
I have to be honest. So like you mentioned in the beginning, a lot of artists were, didn't have work. So I was very grateful to receive this opportunity, and I accepted it because I needed it, but also because there was this spiritual need as well. And I think it came right on time because I feel everyone was experiencing a loss of social connection and a loss of arts. So I did it because I needed it, and I needed to be active and artistically active, and also because it has a mission. And like I'm sure all of you can agree that doing arts, but also it having to do with something social and it having a purpose and a mission makes it even more exciting and fun. So yeah,
absolutely. And we know COVID-19 has hit some of the communities of color, some of the hardest in here. So trying to do things that are relevant to those community members are so important in here. Ian and Devin, I'm going to get to you in just a moment, but Angel Rodriguez, tell me, loving your tie, by the way, Thanks. And by the way, for those of you watching, one of the things you don't see, we're chatting with each other, kind of like in the background, kind of here like that. So just having some fun with each other. I love working with actors on that kind of stuff. But okay, so Angel, tell us, why Artists in Action? Why this project?
I've always been a huge fan of, like Beatriz said, of theater that has an impact, a social impact. And, I've worked with the Latino Center of Arts and Culture, with Teatro Nahuatl, with Teatro Espejo, doing plays, doing projects that connect to our culture or the society in general. So when you asked me to be part of this, it was kind of, I was doing a project with Teatro Espejo. We were doing Frida, and opening night was also closing night. So because of COVID, so there goes theater for, it's been a year. And you presented this opportunity, and that was, it's another opportunity to act. It's another opportunity. Yeah, it's kind of evolved in a way. We're doing this digitally, virtually, but hey, it's another opportunity to do art. and with a purpose. Like that's awesome. And not to mention that it's, you know, helping out economically also. So absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you were here. It's just been incredibly awesome. Ian, Devin, I did not forget about you. You guys are up next. Okay, I want to tell you, obviously you're in your bubble there. You're a couple. You've been hanging out together through this pandemic. And that what? Yes, they're a couple, Sydney. I'm sorry. Yes, they are.
What?
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Okay.
Relax.
Everyone calm down.
So I'm going to start because for those of you that don't know, our play that we just finished filming, that we wrapped up, Las Tres Mujeres. We got your Tres Mujeres are right here with you now. Beatriz Figueroa, Sidney Ray Gonzalez, Devin Valdez as the other Tres Mujeres. Tell us, Devin, Artists in Action, why are you here?
Because I miss acting and the stage, and you called with an opportunity to perform. And when you explain the project as being something impactful for our community here in Sacramento, not just the community of artists, I was 100% on board, ready to work and play and act with my fellow actors.
Yeah, I think, you know, you go way back with Sydney, with Angel, you know, on this. You guys were actually part of La Pastorela for many, many showings. And we're going to talk about La Pastorela soon on that too, even though it wasn't a SAC Artist Corps production. For those of you in the audience that saw La Pastorela, the 2020 version, these are the same actors. Ian, why join this group? Why join SAC Artist Corps? Why Artists in Action?
Well, yeah, I mean, echo the same sentiments everybody's had. Just, I think, when did we start this? In August? September?
I think I found you guys in like August, September, and we kind of finally got started in September, October, and I kept telling you guys, the money's coming, the money's coming. I know it's coming. Like, we're signing the contracts, Just join us, just join us. You guys put so much trust in me, Mari, and Manuel in doing this, and we're so grateful. But Ian, back to the question. Why? Why this group?
Oh, well, aside from respecting my peers involved and you, Richard, you know, like, people talk about you in this town. I don't know if you know that, but they say a lot of things about you. So
it's been keeping the cops, you know, knocking on my door, but that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I wanted to do something. Obviously, like, missed acting, but to like do something that spoke to the issue at hand, especially when you think about how poorly certain individuals at the federal level were doing with it. It, of course, falls on artists yet again to like try to help the community and get the word out and raise awareness for things that other leaders aren't doing. But
and I got to tell you, it's been great because I've watched you on stage. I think, you know, it's just been an incredible opportunity. And, you know, we want to thank our producers, Ruben Reveles in the background here, and Nico Colon in the background here, running this show for us when we're here. Because this has been, you know, not just with these actors, but also on the producing side. Let's jump ahead to the project, because when we all came together, we thought, hey, let's do a series of vignettes about COVID-19. And we had many of them come across. Tomas Benitez joined us with the writing. You know, I tried to get input from you guys too on that. And we finally wound up with this, you know, Las Tres Mujeres. Anyone, jump in. I don't want to just choose. Tell us, what do you think about where we are? What did you think about the filming process? What do you think is going to really appeal to the people you guys know out there?
well, I think it was really cool. Like, getting involved in this in the first place was like, okay, what's virtual theater like? Is this going to be anywhere close to acting? But like the way that this project has evolved through like the many iterations of the script into like how we were going, it was going to be a Zoom play, then it became a film project, then it kind of went back to Zoom with film. And so it's like just the collaboration and the kind of creativity that came out of this. I think that that alone is like worth checking out and seeing like, wow, you know, it's kind of a really new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
really,
so many theater companies are pivoting. Who jumped in?
oh, I was gonna say I really appreciated that we had a voice on the writing the whole time too. Like it was really, really nice to be able to like have our own input. And I know that you guys joked about like, well, I'm not a 20-something-year-old woman. I don't know what she would sound like. And I think that that was so refreshing to be able to have an opinion and a voice, even though some of us do consider ourselves writers and some of us maybe not, but just to be able to have an opinion about what we think our characters would be and where we think it would go and what do we think would be workable and what's funny and what's going to reach an audience. I thought it was really, really refreshing and awesome.
Well, I respect all of you. And, when one of the things I do just in my directing anyway, when I do a show, I try to take my inputs from my actors on that because I feel very democratic when I direct. I still get the last say and the last word, but I still feel democratic. So, but that it was, I mean, you guys are pros. You're all pros. You guys have been doing this for a long time. I have to learn from you too. What's relevant? I'm 63 freaking years old. What do I know about comedy? Come on. Okay, just
so
cry in there for just a minute. Okay. Help me out, man.
Yeah. So I think my role in this play, in this script, kept evolving up until like 2 weeks prior to filming. I was a saint the whole time up until I became a son. Hortensia's son. So that was exciting. I was like, okay, what's when we're you would present the new script to us in our rehearsals, and I'd be like, okay, let's see what's exciting, what's gonna change today. So that part kind of kept me on edge. It was like something new was happening every single rehearsal, and I think my favorite part. And I don't know if any of you can relate, but I think my favorite part was walking into the set and thinking, oh my goodness, I'm on stage again.
Yeah.
Like there is a set,
there's lights and
there's lighting, there's props. It felt like back in the theater, and
we're back home.
We're back home, yeah. So I love that. I love that moment, walking in there and rehearsing for the first time. Yeah, it was so different than what we're used to doing, but it's the closest thing we could do right now.
But it also, like, it was different, but it also felt really familiar. So and that was like really special too, nostalgic.
It was, and so grateful to Carolina Serrano Buccelli for painting that awesome set that we had to work in. And just everybody who came together. And again, thanks to the LatinoCenter.org and the Latino Center here in Sacramento for allowing us to COVID safe film. And I agonized over that. You all know I agonized. How do I bring you together to do this? And keep you COVID safe. So for you audience members, we did this one actor at a time. Ruben, and I want to kind of show the audience what we did. Ruben, Nico, let's bring up those first 3 clips. I want to show you. This is a scene with Ian Hops, Devin Valdez. For those of you in the audience, you can get a treat here. Our wonderful film person, Melissa Franco from the Mi Gente Film Production, was our film person. Just so grateful to her. Let's show the first clip, and this was one actor at a time, me reading their line, me reading the response lines to them, and then what you're going to see, audience, is the final clips. Sydney, go get your charger. You're going to see some.
I said that privately so that then when.
No, but that's okay. We're so.
Oh my God.
Let's go do this right now. And, all right, get those going for me, Mr.
How about a prayer? Huh?
Can I ask you one thing?
Of course, my child. Anything at all. What is it that you need?
Where's the bathroom?
All right, thank you. Now,
Bravo.
could you show those one at a time? I know the audio is tracks are not laid yet. That's all from the camera. Nico, could you show the first installment of that when we were just one actor at a time?
I know. How about a prayer? Huh?
Can I ask you one thing?
Of course, my child. Anything at all. What is it that you need?
Where's the bathroom? Fritz. Cut.
Can I ask you one thing?
Of course, my child. Ask me anything. What is it you need?
Where's the bathroom?
Cut. How'd the sound sound?
No interference like the other ones.
All right, all right. Hey, Nico, can you show him the first clip again with everything put together?
I know. How about a prayer? Huh?
Can I ask you one thing?
Of course, my child. Anything at all. What is it that you need?
Where's the bathroom?
Incredible, incredible,
I love
incredible.
it.
We are so looking forward to the full edited version of this. But for you guys in the audience, COVID safety was paramount, one actor at a time, putting those together. And every single one of you just, I cannot believe how you stepped up on doing that. It was just incredible. Yeah. Comments, Devin, Ian, looking at that, what comes into your guys' mind?
That it worked.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Yes.
Like it really worked. It's great.
Don't you think we need a laugh track in there, though? We need a laugh track in there.
Yeah,
right?
you need to grab some Seinfeld laugh track.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so
Yeah.
funny to look at like the theater magic and the film magic, and then marrying the two of those things and seeing it. It's awesome.
And that's our future, I think. Even though we got the vaccine, and everybody, please go get the vaccine when you can. I mean, right here, at least in Sacramento, and talking to the people that I know at STC and B Street and Cap Stage, no one's really planning a 2021 season. We're all looking to hopefully maybe able to do something in the fall, but we're still saying, but we may need to pivot. How do we go back to local audiences when we've got regional audiences we can reach out to with this? It's still a whole new brave world out there, and we don't know what's to come with that.
Yeah, I was going to jump in earlier. I was going to say that, personally, I'm not a theater experienced person. In fact, the recent theater experience that I gained was once we were in this COVID phase in our life. And first it was with Davis Shakespeare Ensemble Festival, and now with Teatro Nahual. And it's been interesting as a new theater learning actor to dive into it in a virtual form. And I think it's been fun and such a cool experience, because at the same time, although it's not the full-on theater, stage and call times and all of this, everything is still remained the same. It's just that everyone had to practice or strengthen other aspects of their artistry, like, being flexible and being innovative and being technologically maybe a little more tech savvy, or just more flexible. And it's not even about having to have the resources but just helping each other getting to where they need to be. And, like you said, Richard, thanks to everyone that sponsored and helped everyone out to be able to offer a good, well-rounded opportunity for everyone to participate. So I think, and after seeing that put together, it almost looks like it wasn't split up, as if Devin and Ian were in the same room at the same time together. So
this is also cut together.
Yeah.
It's because they're dating.
It's actually two screens right now that we've kind of meshed together. So I love that. But no, B, you're so right in that. But let's go to a different place, because we were talking about we're taking a chance with this editing. We're taking this chance of coming together and doing something new with theater in there. I know a couple of places. B Street has done it. Sydney, I know you've got some ties with STC. I don't know if they've been trying anything new and innovative like this. Have you heard from them?
Yeah, we did. We did virtually. We had the holiday cabaret, and so we all got tested. And unfortunately, one of us got sick, so we couldn't film really any of it live. So we did some of our solo stuff live, and then we filmed all of our group members from our house, just listening to our part tracks in our ear and singing it a cappella. And being sure that we were all on key, so that way when Miranda Lawson, who's incredible, she works at SEC, she edited everything together. So still doing it, still figuring out ways. I think a lot of these companies are,
and that's the magic. We're all figuring it out. It's just like COVID-19. We started this thing off knowing what we knew. It had to go in different directions because of shutdowns, because of policies, because of everything that was in there. Every theater company, artist that I knew was going through some kind of pivot and trying to figure out the best way to do this. And we persevere, and that's the beauty of artists. We still go forward. And that's, so thanks to the SAC Artist Corps, thanks to Maria Costa, thanks to Latino Center, and thanks to the city of Sacramento, thanks to the, Mayor Steinberg and everybody that did that out there, because you guys helped us to be able to make this happen. But one of the things that we took a turn on is because even though it was not a SAC Artist Corps production, I asked all of you to try doing La Pastorela. Now, Sydney, Devin, Angel, you guys have got some experience with La Pastorela. I was one of the first Pastorela people back in the day when we were doing in the streets. But we did a Zoom. We embraced Zoom, and we did a Pastorela. And before we start talking about what that experience was like, Nico, can you bring up that one piece of La Pastorela here so people can see what that was? Go ahead and go for it.
Oh my God, she's
yes. Yes. Do you have any audio share there, Nico?
that was a
chaos.
Yikes.
The chaos.
Chaos. Oh my gosh. It's anarchy. Anarchy.
But man, look at, there they are. There's Devin, there's Sydney, there's B, there's Ian, there's Angel, and there's Tori, who couldn't join us tonight. We asked Pano Roditas to join us in the Pastorela, and so glad that we did. But this is it. We embraced Zoom. We went with this. You guys were so great to jump in on this in there. Feedback. Tell us your feedback on doing the Pastorela compared to Tres Mujeres.
I've done La Pastorela for, what is it, maybe 4 years, 5 years, something like that, right, Sydney, Devin? And we're used to, the theater, right? It's musical. We're singing. We're in full costumes. Here, I think I was wearing sweats. And and everything is like acted from here to here, so we have to be like as big as we can in this little screen. That was weird. It was weird because everything's just here, and I don't think I've ever acted like that.
Yeah.
Did you have like your prop laid out to grab in front of you?
I had like my wig. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun remembering that. Like if I wanted to look at Angel, it was opposite. So I'm looking at Angel here, but on Zoom it was different. To look at Angel, I would have to go the other direction. And so you would have to like look at people on the screen and go, okay, Devon's here and I'm talking to her, and that means I have to turn my head this way. And so that was really interesting and fun. But I think that us remembering how to do that kind of leveled it up.
Ian, what was this?
I was poking Angel.
Poking Angel, yes.
Oh.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Yes. No.
Stop it. Okay.
The dream work.
Wow. See, we could never do that on stage. Well, you'd have to do it yourself if you were on stage, but yeah. B, what about for you? I mean, you were playing an older person in there. You got that lucha libre mask. And then so wonderful that Catalina, our stage manager, had those little diablitos fighting, in the background there. What would we have done without her? B, tell us about the Pastorela.
Yeah, La Pastorela was really fun. It was my first time participating in it, and I love the writing and just every aspect that everyone brought to the table with their character was really fun to watch. Personally, I learned a lot from the one-on-one sessions that I had with Richard, which were very helpful and productive, especially, everything was new for me. So I was very grateful to learn from everybody and from everyone's talent. And Yeah, I think it was also during Christmas time or the holidays. So, right?
Yes, it
Yeah, I
was.
mean
Yes, it
it's
was.
Christmas themed. So I think it's nice to have some comedic relief, especially during the holidays last year, which was a very different Christmas for everybody. And I think it's really nice to have put something out there for people to watch at home and to enjoy safely, and while at the same time posing a good example for COVID and good habits. So I think that was really fun and good.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're winding down. We're winding down to the end of this. I want each of you, and I'll call out to you. Give me a memory of this experience, and give our people out there, especially our artists, your own message to them, whether it's of hope, whether it's of keep fighting at it, whatever it is you want to say to them, because I appreciate all of you. Sydney, what would you take us home with your comments on there?
Sure. I would say my favorite memory was actually when we all played improv together. Like, there's been a lot of really funny one-liners and us all catching each other at times where we're tired or whatever, and we just get to see each other be human beings. That was really important. And so I would say, like, tying into that, as much as you can, be safe and not see a bunch of people outside of your certain circle. Go on Zoom, like, have virtual dates. I have virtual dates throughout my week with people on the East Coast that I wouldn't get to see otherwise, and it's really nice. So I know that we miss the human connection, but it's important to still be safe.
Thank you, Sydney. Thank you. And again, so thanks to you for bringing your talent and your expertise into this group. I really appreciated it so very, very much, and especially a lot of your feedback related to the script and what would work and what wouldn't work for you. So thanks for that. Angel, what about you? What do you want to put out there to folks?
Yeah, well, my favorite part was actually the moment, just the moments in rehearsal where I would have like the most social interaction with you guys on like a Sunday or a Wednesday night or something like that. That was exciting. It was always nice. It kind of kept me sane. As sane as possible. I think going off with what Sydney said, I mean, everything she said, and there are fun things you can do with your friends on Zoom in order to avoid social, in order to do social distancing. There are so many fun things you can do. Look them up. There are great games you can play on Zoom, on StreamYard, and it definitely helps with the social distancing.
Beatriz Figueroa, you've listened to Angel, and Angel, thank you. You just were such a light, a shining light through all of this with your humor. Love the times with your handlebar mustache in there too, but thank you for trusting in Marie and Manuel and I to do this, and thanks for being here. Beatriz Figueroa, what about you? What's your favorite moment, and what do you want to say to the other artists that are out there?
Sure. My favorite moment or moments was, I have to say, every time we rehearsed, and I found it really fun being able to read through or sight read the script and for the first time. And it's just really fun because you haven't necessarily memorized or learned it. However, everyone was doing so well, and it was like a really good exercise every time we got together, and we were just having fun. So I think that's one of the memories that I'll take. And then another thing I want to say is I think art is alive and has come more alive during COVID, and I think it's always good to remember that art is always going to be there for us, whether you're an artist or not. You can still benefit from art that other people put out. And I think we shouldn't underestimate the power that it has to connect us to humanity and to lift us up when we, get down. And I think that's one thing that I want to, remind everyone of is, art is there, it's valuable, and it also deserves, you know, attention and love and all that good stuff. So
thank you, and to you too. And thanks for trusting in me. Thanks for trusting in all these great people to do this show with, and appreciating and see so much more from you out there in the future too. Devin, Ian, you guys fight it out. Who's going to go next on there? Again, what was your favorite moment? What is your message to the other fellow artists out there?
My favorite moment was just like everyone said, just being able to connect each week at rehearsal, whether we played improv or went through the script or talked through script ideas or did our one-on-ones with you, Richard, just having something to look forward to, having art to look forward to each week has been incredible. And I'm very thankful for that. And I think what I would say is that I think art is very resilient, but I think us as people collectively going through this COVID-19 is also kind of shouts out how resilient people are. So like find the things that you can hold on to right now. That's, you know, theater for us, and we were given an opportunity to do it, which is amazing. So find those things and we'll get through it. We will make it.
Thank you for that. And you were just a joy. And I really appreciate, because, you know, this is not an easy job bringing everybody together. And you said, Richard, how can I help you? And you just gave so much of yourself. And I've seen you perform. I've heard of you, but this is got to get to know you through this. So incredible. So incredible. Ian, take us home before I start doing the closing.
All right. It's I guess like the overall experience, like, you know, theater is already kind of a intimate and vulnerable process to begin with, but like doing it on Zoom, suddenly we're all in our own homes and like we're seeing another side of ourselves that we would never have seen in the rehearsal space. So I think like that was really cool. Like it kind of took down this other wall that maybe we didn't even know was there in rehearsal. So it was always fun to be, you know, you'd ask what we'd be like. We were constantly eating dinner in rehearsal, and like people were, you know, just got out of the shower or whatever. It's like, it's just different. It kind of was freeing to be like, I don't know, to be able to play in this new space that we had. And I think just like going forward, like, yeah, art, it's, I don't know. I really feel like this is going to propel us into a new like renaissance of art, because it's been such an adverse time, but it's forcing us to rethink about a lot of things. And so I think people, it's a hard time, and we've all felt like the low points, but I think if you can fight through it and use it to be creative and just keep talking to people and making stuff and push the boundaries, then we'll get through this.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And again, thank you all. And thanks to Tori Scroggins, who couldn't be here with us, you know, on that. Again, Carolina Buccelli Serrano, thank you for your mastery through this. Melissa Franco from the Mi Gente group, thank you for your film magic in making this happen. I want to also point out to you folks watching that Manuel Pickett wrote a great play. You guys saw it a little bit back, called Who Me? A COVID Story. Angel and I are going to be jumping off of here onto another rehearsal on that, because we've got another performance of that that's going to be coming up this coming Thursday.
Yeah.
Mark your calendars again. This coming Thursday, we'll be coming up on that. And then keep it here, because this group, once we get this editing done, you're going to see the premiere of Las Tres Mujeres. And I'm so excited to see that come out. And I think there's more, guys. There's more. SAC Artist Corps isn't going away. Tomas Benitez wrote some great scripts. I want to see that 50s sitcom. I want to see the Jerry Springer show version of this. I want to see the Tres Mujeres playing as girls. falling out of trees. There's so much things we can do.
Yeah.
I forgot we started from there and got
Those
here.
scripts
I
were
know,
so
right?
funny.
But
They were
to
so
pass it on,
funny.
because remember, everybody, wear a mask, wash your hands, stay socially distant, don't go to those family gatherings yet, stay safe, get that vaccine so that we can all come back together again, so that we can open our theaters, so we can open our live venues, so we can open our music on there. Maria Costa, Latino Center, thank you again. Eric Guerra, Steve Hansen, thank you again. And to our producers, Ruben Reveles, Nico Colon, thank you for bringing this home. Thank you all. Appreciate all of you. Y'all have a good night now, and thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Richard.
Yes.
Thanks, Richard.